What is going on, guys? Welcome to another story time. Today's story is gonna be a bit different again. Well, it's gonna be similar to yesterday's, but a bit different in that I didn't lose a company. Did send me into a different thing that actually moved me out of Arizona for a bit and actually got me into another trade. I actually went up and lived with my dad after this incident, and after that, I went down and lived in Oregon for about 9, 10 months and worked at a gourmet pizza place where it's pretty cool. So, I mean, with a lot of my, you hear these stories and a lot of them have, like I said, negativeness to them. But through these journeys and, things I went through, I usually got something after that kind of helped me in the long run. Like, I wouldn't be able to cook the way I can today, especially during this quarantine and crisis. Like, if I didn't work there, because I learned how to prep and do all kinds. I was actually like in charge of the prep, where I would come in on Sundays and prep everything in the morning time. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, today's story will be what actually led to that whole situation was pretty much one day I was I was with my boy. I was working at a car wash at the time. This is kind of the after effect of the last one, where actually when I lost my business doing auto glass, I got into the car wash game and started selling auto detail. And at this time, I was actually a ticket writer, and I was making sales where I would get paid my hourly, and I would make a commission, usually 10 to 15% of what I sold. So if I sold, like $1,000, low end, I'd make $100. Plus there was bonuses. It was a pretty good job. I did enjoy it a lot. It's one of my favorite jobs I ever had. And at this job where I was at this moment, these guys actually took me back after this incident, because this incident caused them not to, pretty much to let go of me. And there's a lot of stuff that happened after that. But, and then they took me back up and I went into management. And, we'll go into that more, though, when I get into the alcohol side of stuff. We want to stick on this story. So basically, I was out with my buddy who was down. He ran the auto glass at the time for this car wash, and I went with him to his hotel, which wasn't far away from where I lived at the time. I had like a 2-bedroom condo. It was really nice. And I had a roommate and stuff who was a truck driver, and I had a bunch of reptiles. So anyways, I go over to his hotel, and we're just getting smashed. And at the time, I didn't have my license. I actually didn't really have my license the whole time I was drinking. It's crazy. I didn't get my license back till after all that. So, there was like 10 years I didn't drive around, from like 21 to like 29. So not really 10, like 8 or 9 years. But yeah, it's kind of hilarious when I look back at that. But pretty much, I'd skateboard everywhere. So I was skateboarding home this night, and I had some food and stuff in my hand, and this was like a 3-step process. I don't know how I fell 3 times, but 3 different times within like a 12-hour period because of the drinking. The first time was while I was drunk. I was riding my skateboard and I fell, and I kind of felt like I was achy, but it wasn't quite as bad yet. And I went home and I called my friend, and then that same night I woke up in the middle of the night, and I got up and smashed my thing again and went back to sleep. And I was in serious pain at this time because I just hit my thing like twice. And then the next day, I was kind of still working. I get on my skateboard early in the morning, and I start skateboarding to go get some food. Hungover, no nothing. After doing all this and falling like 3 times, being sore, I get up, I get on my skateboard, and I ride to this Mexican food place. And as I'm riding, I'm right by this trailer park, kind of on the street, and my skateboard wheel hits a rock that's too big, and it stops the tire, and I fly off the skateboard. This is the 3rd time I hit my collarbone, and this time I get up and I'm screaming because I'm in so much pain. I could feel it. I felt like something had snapped. So I grabbed my skateboard. I didn't even go get food. I couldn't. I was in so much pain, and I just cried. And I went back home, and then I called my owners, and I let them know what happened, and they knew it was going down. They knew it was alcohol related, and they were at the point where they didn't want to deal with it at that point. So they pretty much told me, you can either vacuum or you can involuntarily quit, because I tried to do unemployment, which didn't work. There's a lot of things I try to do during my alcohol time not to work sometimes, and I was pretty hardcore working, though. I didn't usually make it to work, but I was usually drunk, and my drunkenness would affect me in ways that would put me in very harsh situations. So, I was pretty much unemployed after that for like 3 months, 2 months about, because that's about how long it takes to heal before I could actually work again. And at this time, I'd fallen so far behind in my bills that I had to, pretty much get out of where I was and go move up to Washington. So, This one was more, and at the time I had so much that I had, and then really the condo was mine. I had gotten it pretty much. I just let my friend move in to help me make rent. There was times in that time I had that place to myself for large portions of time, and probably one of the nicest places I'd ever gotten. This place was like a house. Places that would probably be in second. My place in Prescott Valley is probably the nicest place I've had yet, but that place was super sick, and had a big old front yard with like a giant tree, and side with like had parking undercover. It was like a garage, back side yard. It was sick. Tile floor through the whole thing. And I had a bunch of reptiles, like I had some of it was mine, and we had like 16 turtles, 2 tortoises that were at our neighbors in the backyard, 1 box turtle that went around the house, a bearded dragon. We had 3 snakes. We had like 7 different breeds of exotic fish. And while in the very end of it, my other boy who had moved in because my other friend had went to Tennessee for a while but left the reptiles, we had I learned a lot about animals. For every of my negative experiences, I've always had positive to go with it, and I think that's what really kept me going. And I always kind of utilized that stuff as I went, instead of just giving up and taking it as a loss. Because nothing in life is a loss. It's really a setup.
This song is for all those who know it all. You sleepwalking, not seeing the truth. For those who don't want to listen to somebody else's opinion. You sleepwalking, not seeing the truth. I open up my eyes, I look and see all that I despise. All the lies, hide behind my old disguise. On the rise, I keep on going in my demise. Well, I keep going, flowing, showing why. I see them going all, I see the people fall. We all thinking, walking around just like a know-it-all, until we get hit with a wall, then asking for some help. Get hit and beaten down and show you how it takes and felt. You see somebody hating, but don't understand why they hate. You sleepwalking, not seeing the truth. You understand death, but excuse dying. You sleepwalking, not seeing the truth. These people dying, slaying. These millionaires are playing. Got so much money in they banks, while people dying, hanging, and people streets and slanging instead of stuff they ganging. And we still going hard, we for the reason, man, it's saying. This is true, I'm just living my life. I'm going hard every day, trying to find me a wife, while there's a killer in the streets trying to find him a knife to come inside of my house and try to come and take my life. It's no right, it's no wrong, it's the ending in the song. Could you imagine being in a city bigger than King Kong? You be crushing just like Russian gushing, take the game insane. I'm just going like understanding the needle in the vein. When the man, he feels the pain, stick inside the alley. Everybody left him alone, took the check off the tally. Now he's dying, now he's crying, now we're trying, don't understand. We need to get inside ourselves and build a new brand. We claim to love existence, but want others not to exist. You sleepwalking, not seeing the truth. You claim to have compassion, but tell people not to speak. You sleepwalking, not seeing the truth. I opened up my eyes, I saw death on the rise. I kept on asking questions, and I got no replies. I cooked it up like fries, truth in that, not no lies. I keep on going, but all I see are these crazy spies. I'm living in my soul, I'm eating out that bowl. Every time I'm on that internet, I see that running troll. I'm kicking gold, my goal, I gotta get my toll, or else the devil's coming in my dreams to take my soul. Millionaires give money to charities, but not to the people. You sleepwalking, not seeing the truth. Famous people forget where they came from. You sleepwalking, not seeing the truth. You've ever suffered, but don't help those who suffer. You sleepwalking, not seeing the truth. You've ever been broke, but are afraid to give somebody money. You sleepwalking, not seeing the truth. If you've ever gone to bed hungry with your stomach hurting. You sleepwalking, not seeing the truth. And don't give back to somebody else who's hungry. You sleepwalking, not seeing the truth. Do you see the truth now? Or do I need to readjust it for you? T Green Man, freestyle.